What's up everyone, how's it going? In this game we have 3D Gato as our blue Ayyubids spawning in the southwest of dry Arabia. Up here in the northeast, I forgot to switch this, there you go. Over here in the northeast we have 80 as our Russian Rus player. I've looked this guy up, there's really nothing about him. He's Russian and that's basically it. This isn't anybody's alt account as far as I could tell. He's just killing it. Like, he just started playing again, from what it seems like. Let's double check this again. I don't want to give out any really bad information, but I really haven't seen this guy at all in the last, I don't know how long it's, what, 2 months now that I've been casting. I haven't really been seeing him. He throws up a couple of games a day. He's been playing pretty actively over the last month, I want to say, ever since the expansion. But as of recently, he's just putting up a lot of games. Prior to the expansion, he was doing a lot of team games, things of that nature. But then once the expansion came out, from what it seems like anyways, he's just been playing non-freaking stop, and he has a lot of games. He's climbing the ranks really quickly. He's currently 115, and I'm very interested to see like where he ends up in a couple more weeks, or even in a few more days, really. Yeah, so he basically wasn't really playing much solo rank, but now I'm happy to see him. He's doing extremely well. He's throwing up some really good games. I'm gonna be casting him as often as I can because I really want to see how good he really is. Like I said, I haven't seen him. I really haven't, and I'm looking at games almost every day, like 8 to 10 hours a day. I'm trying to look for games. A little bit of it's not really too good for him. He ran out of food. As I'm praising him, right, we get this little mix up. There's 4 sheep on the way right now. Oh, he missed one, but he's forced to go into wood way too soon. Or well, he's forced away from food in general way too soon. That is going to be a massive delay on him going up to feudal. Oh, I forgot. Let me click on the Ayyubids. It doesn't show in the thingamajigger. So we are going to be getting economic wing growth from our Ayyubids player. 3D Cat, of course, from Clan 3D alongside 3DB and Attend. And I am blanking out on the rest of them. I think there's about 6 or 7 of them. He is a really solid player, of course, as almost everybody is in the 3D clan. And now we are going for our age up. It is going to be the Kremlin next to the stone, which shows that he will be going for a 2TC play, because there's no other reason to be throwing up your Kremlin right there. Generally it'd be, actually up here would have been a lot better. It would have been protecting the gold and the stone. No, this is a lot better because it'd be protecting your deer as well. I'm gonna take a drink really quick out of my tea. Okay. Wait, did I remember to? Yes, I did. I couldn't remember if I switched over my hotkeys or not. But we are gonna be getting quite the game out of these players. Like I said, both of them are really good. 3D Cat, I want to say, let me double check. I want to say he's top 100 as well. I know, like I said earlier, 80 is currently 117. I did check before the game started. I didn't remember to check Cats, but I want to say he's top 100, 150 between there. Still insanely good. If you're in the top 200, you're damn good. There's no two ways about it. Oh, excuse me. Got a little bit of hiccups going on there for no apparent reason. See, that's what I get for drinking tea. I'm a coffee person, not a tea person. Nothing too extravagant quite yet, since we did get the economic growth from Cat. He is up villagers and will be until that second TC does come down for our Russ. But it does look like 3D Cat is also going to be going for a 2T, at minimum, a 2TC play. I really don't think we're going to see 3 TCs out of him unless he doesn't stop getting stone anytime soon. Okay, he just hit the threshold. He has enough stone in order to go into a 3TC. If we see that dip down to 500 though. Okay, no, there we go. It is going to be a 2TC play. Just pulled off a little later than expected, but he is going to be getting his second TC up a little slower than our Russ. That's a pretty good spot. I would have preferred it over here because you're going to have to drop a mill there anyways in order to get your little garden going. I know it's not called garden, it's called something else. Your shrubberies. Wait, I don't know if you guys could hear my fan. Let me move my mic a little bit and hopefully you guys won't be able to hear it. I think you might though. I'm sorry if you can hear my fan. Totally unintentional, of course. Second TCs are coming up for both players. It should be done for our Russ as it is, and he'll get a little bit of a head start on the production, especially if our Ayyubids doesn't immediately. That was about what, 6 seconds? Let's say it was 6 seconds. Yeah, that was about 6 seconds of a delay right there. So our Russ will get a little bit of a head start in order to close that gap, but he's gonna be going for a 3 TC. Already has the wood banked up. I was just under the assumption he was building up that wood count in order to start dropping his production, but nope. He is gonna go into a 3 TC. Very, very greedy in terms of eco. He could put it right here too. That's a really nice spot. You get the big stone outcropping, plus you're gonna be able to defend your gold as well. Fortified palisade walls coming up over here on the northwestern side of the map. Their TC is going to be dropped on the berries, which is perfectly fine. We also have a single barracks coming through for our Ayyubids. 2 TCs outpost in between both of the town centers. And let's see, any infrastructure up yet? No, we have walls on the eastern side and on the western side. Eastern ones are completed. The ones on the west are going to be barely coming up. They will get scouted as well. Not that it really matters, but we also don't have any infrastructure, so he might be going. Oh, okay. This is what I was going to say. I swear to you guys, I was going to say, because of the lack of infrastructure, I'm pretty sure he's going to be going into a culture wing advancement, going into his fast castle, which, yes, he is naked fast castle at that. So with the culture wing advancement, it does reduce the age up cost by 500 gold, and it also increases the speed at which you age up by 40%. So you'll be hitting that castle really, really quickly. And we have full walls up here on the all along our Russ base. Fully connected on the western side. Pretty much done here on the southeast, and then it'll be fully connected very, very soon on the eastern side of the map as well. We have double barracks coming through. Villager count is gonna start the Russ villager count is gonna start far exceeding our Ayyubids player very, very soon. But Ayyubids is in castle now. He won't be able to break our Russ anytime soon. Yeah, he won't be able to break him. It's not even like he's going to be able to do any kind of harass either, since these fortified palisade walls are very strong. Like, they do have 2500 HP. So it'll be a while before he breaks through it. And keep in mind, Russ still has militia. So they could still call to arms and get a decent amount of units out in order to defend. Even if they don't really have much, you could always fall back on your militia if necessary. Oh, I took too big of a gulp. My tea is still extremely hot. Okay, I burned myself a little bit. I'm okay now. 3D Cat is currently sitting on 49 villagers, 4 not gonna be able to get that scout, 4 military, so 1 camel lancer, a dervish, and 2 scout. The dervish is gonna start collecting those relics really quickly. I've been saying really a lot this cast. I'm gonna have to stop that. Okay, 56 villagers for our Russ, 13 military, 10 of those are spears. And then, of course, the 3 scouts. He did go for a pretty typical, very standard 3 scout opener. It's quite a few villagers moving out over here. What's the point of this? Get a little bit of wood, but then also bait the boar into the hidden forest. That's not bad. That's a fantastic play. Haha. With 8 villagers right there as well. So perfect amount of villagers. Stabby stab, run back, stabby stab, run back. Make sure you don't lose any villagers because that will be bad. 2 villagers are getting pretty low. Nice micro. Bum bum bum. Dun dun dun. 75 gold. Almost loses a villager right there. And it was also the villager that he was microing away. That would have been kind of sad. I would have been pretty sad. Meanwhile, the Rust Spears, they're yelling a lot. Oh, that's why they're yelling. They're able to pick off the dervish trying to grab one of the relics. I can't remember if the relics are bugged for the Ayyubids or if it's only for the Zushi Legacy, but it doesn't say that any of the relics have been picked up yet. Those 3, was it 3 or was it 2? Either way, 2 or 3 spears do get picked off right now, or right there. And now 80 Wololo coming off over here. Okay, so it is bugged for the Ayyubids as well. It doesn't show me when the relics are picked up, so I am gonna have to be paying very close attention to that. Nice little spread of spears throughout the map for our Rust player, making sure that, okay, that was a scout that went down, making sure that our Ayyubids, or making sure that the Ayyubid player isn't gonna be able to just pick up these relics all willy-nilly without getting challenged. High trade house coming down. That's a good spot. That's a phenomenal location. Getting that entire wood line and a decent chunk out of this one. I want to call that like 80% of the southern wood line, but that's a lot of camel lancers now. 12 camel lancers are out for our Ayyubids. 12 spears. There's 1 spear for every lancer right now. Oh, okay, no, it's not bugged. It doesn't seem like it is bugged after all then. So we do have 1 relic on the way back home for our Ayyubids. We are getting, by we I mean 80, of course, is getting the +1 ranged attack. I don't see where this dervish is though. There's another one heading out to the western side. It's gonna get shanked by these spears right there. Possibly not going to be getting a Wololo off. Okay, so here's one of them. Okay, that does get, one does get locked up for Ayyubids. Second one is on its way. Third one does get shanked. Come on. Is it really, is it actually faster? No. Okay, it's 0.03 slower while holding a relic. Awesome possum. Monastery is down for our Rust player. These spears over here are not going to be lasting very long whatsoever. That's that's too many camel lancers for these poor defenseless spears. 3D Cat is sitting on 72 villagers, 21 military, 18 camel lancers, 2 dervish, and a scout against Russ, or our 80. Our Russ player, who's sitting at 86 villagers, getting a really getting a substantial lead over our Ayyubids. There's going to be a little bit of a torch down over here on the northwestern side of the map. Villagers will get pulled in order to repair that. 3240 military now for our Russ player. 25 spears, 14 crossbows, 2 scouts, and our warrior. Oh wait, that's not our warrior monk. Wherefore out thy warrior monk. 3 relics have already been checked in for our Ayyubids. 1 more is on the way. Not entirely sure where it is. I don't see it on the map. I think it's this one. Yep. And then the only relic that would be going towards our Rust player is going to be the one that's nice safe behind this entire wall and the wood line. A little bit of a chase down with all of those spears. That's a lot of spears. Is going to be pushing him all the way back home though. For sure, there's no way that he'll be able to ever really engage this until 3D Cat starts getting a huge, and I mean huge, amount of archers slash crossbows and even camo raiders to an extent. Basically, he needs range to be able to deal with this because Russ is currently sitting on 27 spears, 20 crossbows. Those 2 units alone are gonna melt every single one of those camo lancers. And then for a little additional front tankiness in the front line, 10 man-at-arms. And there's a huge gap in this wall right here. The Russ can just straight up walk in and start killing everything, and that is exactly what 80 is gonna do right now. Decides to just walk into the base completely uncontested and start throwing down torches onto the Ayyubids town center. There's nothing that 3D Cat could actually do right here. This is insane. 32 villagers have already been are already being idled. Imperial Age does come through, but the win is going to be coming through for 80 very, very soon. Like, what is it? He went trade wing. Oh no, he didn't. That's a big. Okay, so this is the first time I see this. I'm pretty sure he did this just because he knows he's gonna lose. And then the militia get called over here in the back line as well. They're gonna be able to clean up these camo lancers pretty damn quickly. The first the Atabeg are gonna get completely wrecked right now. What are you going to do? Okay, there's a couple hand cannoneers out now, but there are still way too many units for our Rust player here. Slowly but surely these numbers are dwindling, and they are going to keep dwindling as well, since these hand cannoneers are going to be able to just free fire on them. What happened to all the... Did all the spears die already to the TC? That's amazing focus fire coming out of 3DB or 3D Cat in order to be able to defend this. Meanwhile, in the back, 8 villagers. Oh no, those were the militia that ended up going down right there. They just timed out. The camo lancers were able to get quite a bit of damage done back here. Currently 13 kills for 3D Cat, 8 villager kills for 80. And now 3D Cat is an Imperial with almost tied up villager count, 100 to 112, 19 military for 3D Cat to the 24 of 80. At this point, we're gonna have to wait and see on what Russ decides to do. He doesn't really have the farm eco going. He's barely getting it up right now. That is a lot of farms. There's a total of 52 farms right now, and there's still quite a few more being made. So his farm eco is going to be exploding pretty quickly. What do we have for 3D Cat though? He has 26 villagers on 21 villagers on food, 57 on wood. You could tell that's his, oh crap, I'm running out of food. Throw all my villagers on wood so I can start getting my my farm eco up and going. We are going to be getting the sacred site. Oh no, he pulls the dervish off for some reason. There he goes, he's going back. And with that, 3D Cat will be putting our Rust player on a kind of a semi timer, because it's not like 3D Cat has the military in order to defend all 3 locations, but it is going to be a timer nevertheless. And now Imperial Age is going to be coming through for Rust, and it's going to be the high armory instead of the Spetskaya. So he's going to be leaning heavy towards, ooh, how many villagers? Oh, that is a cannon in placed outpost. That's gonna demolish these infantry units. Another shot's gonna be able to go off. Only realistically only got like 4 kills, but it did do quite a bit of damage. And now the sacred site victory. Wow, the stage, oh, there it goes. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Double fake out. It did get neutralized. And what are you going to do though? And now that it's going to be tied up in Imperial Age, the window of opportunity for Cat, that was an amazing shot. That was an amazing cannon shot right there by that outpost. But now that both players are in Imperial Age, the window of opportunity for 3D Cat has faded away ever so slightly. Like, he still has an opportunity because he is getting his elite upgrades beforehand. He's getting his university upgrades beforehand. He already has oh wow, why can't he already has biology pretty much done. He also has gunpowder finished. There's a lot of upgrades that he has. Oh, there's a decent force right here for 80 though. He does need a turn on this. He can't just let it jump on him. There is a cannon outpost right here though that's gonna be doing a lot of damage. Let's see. This isn't really a fight that 80 wants to take though. I don't see him winning this. This is going to be extremely one-sided in favor of our Ayyubids, especially with the cannon emplacement outpost. That's way too much free damage right there. That's not something that you could just ignore. And look at that, on the retreat, that cannon was able to get 4 more kills. Now we do have Streltsky coming out onto the field, as well as horsemen, which is a very, very common, or an extremely common unit composition for Rust when it does get into the Imperial Age. You're going to be tanking a lot of damage with your horsemen once they do get elite and biology up and running, and then your Streltsky are just gonna pretty much destroy anything that gets in their way. We have 2 rams coming over here down to the eastern side of the map. 21 villagers are gonna just burn one of those rams. Oh, he overshot his wraparound on those villagers, and now 80 might be losing what looked like to be about 16, yeah, horsemen for free. He didn't get any villagers throughout that. The outpost is still up and running. The hand cannoneers and the villagers are going to be able to clean that up. And now there's a keep and an outpost in the middle of the map on the centermost sacred site. The eastern sacred site is in favor of our Rust player. I don't know what 80 is going to be able to do. Now he's just throwing away quite a few units. The Streltsky are going to add in a lot of damage here. There's still a lot of horsemen in the back line and hand cannoneers for our Ayyubids that weren't a part of this fight, but now they are. This is going to get cleaned up. I believe, yes, there are still some horsemen in the back line for Rust, but those are going to be getting cleaned up right now as well. High armory is up and running. There aren't that many siege workshops next to it though. There's only 2, and so he's getting a couple upgrades. That's basically it. We'll see if he'll be able to play the long game and just start punishing our start punishing the Ayyubids player. Nice little assault right here. Nice little stutter step coming through from 3D Cat on 80, able to run and pick off a couple units. Run, pick off a couple units. He needs to make sure that those horsemen are buffering for him though, and he doesn't lose too many hand cannoneers on the retreat. He did lose a couple right there, but now 80 is on the defensive. Now he's the one that's on the back foot and is getting pushed away. This is only 25 minutes in, 26 minutes in, and both players are in Imperial. Both players are trying to gain whatever ground they could possibly get. We don't see any keeps out yet for Russ. He could place one. He doesn't have enough stone. A keep right here or right here will be perfect. Oh, stupid hiccups, go away. This is a terrible time for you to be coming in. Another attack coming. There's gonna be a defensive keep getting dropped by Ayyubids, but his own hand cannoneers are in the way and not allowing his villagers to place it. Now the Streltsky are by themselves. No more buffer, no more front line for him. As I say that, more horsemen are coming in, as well as more Streltsky too, in order to try to deal with the hand cannoneers and the spear, or excuse me, and the horsemen of the Ayyubids. And now 3D Cat is the one getting pushed away. Once 80 realizes that there is a keep right here, which he does know now, he needs to stop attacking there. He really does, because he's not going to be able to break that point anymore unless he starts bringing bombards, trebuchets, rams, pretty much anything to try to deal with that, because with mass infantry you're not going to be able to break that spot once it starts getting boiling oil. And the cannon emplacement reinforcements for our Ayyubids are coming in quickly and efficiently as well. Both players are trading semi cost effectively, but that has more to do with both of them essentially going for the same build. Both of them are going for the hand cannoneer, in this case the Streltsky, and the horseman, versus the hand cannoneer and the actual horseman, or I mean the actual hand cannoneers and the horseman. I don't know if he's going to be able to get this. Yes, he does. There is an opening in the wall now. A few villagers will be going down. 3D Cat's not going to mind too much, considering he's on 147 villagers right now. He could deal with losing about 10 of them, 10 to 15 pretty easily, and it won't be that big of a deal to him. Over here on the western side, we have a single villager trying to counter wall. Wait, what just happened there? Oops. There's a palisade wall inside of the actual wall, and now the hand cannoneers have the high ground on the Streltsky, on the horseman, but they are getting picked off little by little by the Streltsky. The hand cannoneers just aren't able to deal with them without having a front line, and it looks like 80 is gonna finally be able to break through, even if it is just momentarily. This is really good play for him too, because he's building a massive wall in the back. He's pushing his wall forward. He's not gonna let, this is him drawing a line in the sand basically. You're not going to be able to push past this point. If you do, you have a lot of walls to get through. There's also a run by over here at the gold. It's pretty much done. There's only roughly 1100 gold left there, but still, any villager kills is better than no villager kills. Any delayed mining time is better than no delayed mining time. Streltsky are still alive over here on the western side of the map. They were just on move command though. I think he's going to be going, no, he knows that the, let's see, yeah, he knows that the trading post is over here, so obviously markets are going to be placed there. They would be placed over here on the south and southeastern side of the map. Sacred site being captured in the center, and we do see the keep does get burned down, or it does get destroyed, as well as the outpost. A warrior monk putting in some work against some villagers, getting a couple more kills. 52 villager kills total right now for our Rust player, 13 for Ayyubids. It looks like 80 is going to be able to claw his way out of this. No trade for either of the players yet, and a lot of the gold has already been eaten up. There's this 8k is down to 1100. There's another 8k gold right here down to 7300. So only 700 gold has been eaten out of that one. 2400 left on this 4k, and that's it. So basically on the map right now, there's 97, there's about 10,000 gold left on the map. That's gone. That's a very fast 4k just vanish. I would have really liked to see all those villagers on this gold vein though. Get the one that's going to be contested instead of eating all the gold that you have back in a safe location. Horsemen are going to be moving over here on the western side to intercept the horsemen of our Ayyubids. One moment. My tea is getting cold, so I'm trying to like chug it, which also isn't the best of ideas. Ayyubids is able to break through the western gate. A singular ram over here in the center of the map, getting rid of the gate, but it will get cleaned up by the elite horsemen of our Ayyubids. 3 Strautsky right here as well. They're gonna get completely wrecked. Oh, 1 shot, 2 shot. Okay, 3 Strautsky for 1 horseman. Well, I guess it's 3 Strautsky, 2 rams for 3 segments of a stone wall and a single horseman. The horsemen over here from our Ayyubids are getting cleaned up as well by the horsemen from our Russ, as well as a warrior monk. This warrior monk has put in a lot of work, not gonna lie. It's done quite a bit. The solo ram, he needs a partner, he needs friends. Instead, he's just gonna die. And now we're seeing another push right here in the center of the map. Not enough units for our Russ here quite yet. 65 military for Cat, for 3D Cat, 38 for Russ. That's a lot of horsemen right here. They are gonna break down the palisade gate. They're gonna get one of the wooden fortresses. They're gonna be able to clear up the second and the third too, potentially, because Russ still hasn't decided to defend. Calling his militia, only 8 at the moment. I'm not entirely sure how many more he has. He only has 1 more ticket point left, whatever it's called. The third palisade. Oh, nice attempted wraparound on those horsemen, but they are not going to be able to. That was really good response from our Ayyubids player. He was using his own horsemen to body block the opposing horsemen, but now his horsemen are running too far ahead on the retreat. He needs to stutter step. 3D Cat does need to stutter step his hand cannoneers a lot better than this. The Strautsky are getting a ton of damage in right here. There's a few lancers mixed in for our few knights mixed in with our Russ army. If the hand cannoneers could make it on top of the wall, remember they do get the bonus damage, which they are getting there. There's a singular trader right here. Surprisingly enough, it did not go down. I would have focused it if I were 80, but that would have also costed me a ton of units, most likely. 2 mangonels are out for Russ. That will be able to clear up the hand cannoneers of 3D Cat. Where are these? Oh, okay. Not entirely sure why there's a single trading post. Oh, he was using that earlier in order to trade. That makes sense. And now we do get another attack pushing forward. Nice first mangonel shot. Is he going to be able to get a second one? There's a huge group of units right there. Really, really good second mango shot. Third one will be able to kill quite a few units as well. Nope, both of those mangoes only killed 2 hand cannoneers total. Stutter step backwards completely whiffs the second attack. And now these hand cannoneers are going to be able to move forward, since all of the units, all the buffer units for Russ have went down. Those mangonels did not do as well as they should have. The hand cannoneers need a micro back. They need to go back on top of the wall, get that extra range, get that extra damage. Well, I don't think they get the extra bonus damage. I know they get bonus armor and range though, for sure. Oh, sorry about that. And now we get the walls coming up yet again from our Rust player in order to, oh, nice little wrap around. Able to cut off the retreat from those Streltsky, and now they're stuck between the horsemen and the hand cannoneers. This is going really well now for our Ayyubids. He's been doing a phenomenal job in these engagements, maximizing the amount of damage his hand cannoneers are able to do. Clean shot from that bombard. Another good shot, but this isn't your Zushi legacy bombard where it does AoE damage. It's going to be picking off units one at a time, and now a good amount of horsemen are coming in for Rust, but without any range support, they're just going to be getting completely disintegrated by those hand cannoneers. And 3D Cat is just going to be continuously pushing. He has a huge rally coming through. I see villagers moving up here to the western side. I have to check what it is. Few horsemen were able to break through, and now they're going to be punishing all of these villagers that are going to try to get this rush repair. Nice little micro right there. Is he gonna? Yes, he is. He's blocking the wall with the stand ground positioning. That is really good play from 3D Cat. This is exactly how you become a top 200 player, with little decisions like this, with split second decision making just like that. And he is going to be retreating just for a moment though in order to gather up the rest of his reinforcements. The wall does come through for Rust, come through for 80, and he is trapped there. He's going to be losing a lot of villagers, but was it worth it? Was that wall worth it? He lost about 20 plus villagers right there easily, and this onslaught in the center of the map still goes off. Huge mango shots, absolutely huge mango shots right there. Pretty much clears up the entirety of the hand cannoneers, and now we're getting a massive swarm of straight up horsemen in the base of our Ayyubid player. The first culvert is out in order to try to deal with the bombards and with the mangonels. These aren't your normal mangonels. These aren't your normal bombards though. These are Rust bombards, the high armory, giving them the added bonuses. And this flood, the bombard is just going to be focusing down the bombards. How many are there? There's 5 total, are just going to be straight up focus firing the production in order to mitigate as many reinforcements as it potentially can. The culverin does get a shot off on both of the mangonels, able to pick them both off. Really nice from 3D Cat. And he does get a little bit of a surround. He actually gets a full surround on the rest of the bombards as well with his own horsemen. So now the siege has ended, but is it enough to stop the Rust push? It actually seems like it is, because now our Ayyubids 3D Cat has been able to get his own mass amount of units. 104 villager kills, 480, 38 for 3D Cat, and now it's going to be another attempted burn down on the fortified palisade wall right here for 3D Cat in order to continue his push forward. 73 military for 3D Cat, 45 horsemen, 23 hand cannoneers, and a single culverin. Meanwhile, for our Rust, he's sitting on 48 supply. Both of them are you know, obviously going up and down, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt in terms of the military units, because as soon as I call it, one player goes up 3, the other player loses 10. One player loses 100, and then the other player gains 100. I don't know how the math works out there, but it does. Don't question the caster. And another massive attack right here, dead center of the map yet again. We need to see that micro from 3D Cat. I'm sorry for saying 3DB. From 3D Cat, like he has been showing the rest, or for the entirety of the game. He needs to put these hand cannoneers in line formation in order to maximize the amount of damage. Culverin still on the field for our Ayyubids. Nice dodge on those nice dodge from those mangonel shots that were about to land directly on top of the bulk of the hand cannoneers. And now this is just a meat grinder in the middle of this choke. Nice shot from the culverin, able to get rid of both of the mangonels that were right there. We need to see more horsemen come through for our Ayyubids. It looks like he might be running out of steam, and yes, he is. He's down to 100 food, while Russ is still sitting comfortably at about 1,000 1,000 food, and it's just gaining traction more and more. 73 villagers on food for our Ayyubids, and there's 58 for our Russ. There are elite horse archers. Honestly, this entire time I thought those were horsemen, not gonna lie, but he did make quite a few horse archers in order to continue this run by. How many traders does he have? He currently has 45, or let me see, we have 46 traders for our Ayyubids, and we have 27 for our Russ, but that number for our Ayyubids is gonna drop quickly with the amount of horse archers that are in the back line right now, already killing off 5, 6, 7, and more are gonna go down. Meanwhile, another attempted breakthrough in the front of the base of our Ayyubids. It does get deterred though, ever so slightly. More traders are being made in order to replace the ones that die. There was 45, there's 30 now. 15 traders have went down. 25 more and more are going down. The economy, wait, moving them back to the seat. Oh yes, I forgot about that ability, not gonna lie, 100% forgot about that ability. And now we see more horse archers, Streltsky, knights, horsemen bleeding through the center of the map again. I think this is gonna be probably the 10th time I say this game. I think Russ has been able to find a win. Do not quote me on that. I know I've said it quite a few times this match for both players. Considering the amount of villager kills though, or worker kills at this point, 139 to 38, that 101 more worker kills for 80 than for Cat. That's a lot of worker kills, and we're still getting more and more coming through as well. Neutralizing the Western Sacred Site. What are we at right now? Okay, 25 traders at the moment. I'd like to see a couple more trade. Oh, I hate when it does that. I'd like to see a couple more trade posts or markets getting thrown down just to get that number back up and running. And now, yet again, in the center of the map, we're gonna have our little meat grinder of a back and forth. The stutter step needs to come through on those hand cannoneers like it has been. Culverin versus Bombard. Culverin does get the first shot off, brings it down to half health, and now he's getting pushed back yet again. There are a few rams in the base of our Ayyubids, and a lot of alarms going off. There's rams, there's knights. 3D Cat is going to be getting pulled in 4 different angles right now. Meanwhile, there's another Rust mass building up in the center. There's 2 Bombards. There's quite a few Lancers, Horse Archers, Streltsky. We have one of the TCs going down right now to a Ram. The TC doesn't really matter right now, the secondary TC. But at the same time, oh, Golden Age Tier 4 has been deactivated. He is losing too many buildings. And more villagers are going down too. He has a wait, that's not even, oh yeah, that is an elite knight. He has 1, 2, he has like 4 knights spread out throughout the farms of 3D Cat. Plus he had another 4 or 5 elite knights over there in the trade line, and he's also doing a massive push straight down the middle with Bombard, Strotsky, Horse Archers, and they are going to be cleaning house. GG gets called. Game goes to our Teal Rust player 80. Wow, wow, wow. That was a very, very good game. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.